The Cars Tour delivered another exciting race at Orange County Speedway tonight. Brent Cruz came home your winner, but there was all kinds of exciting racing throughout the field. We had three wide racing: Carson Quaffle, Katie Hettinger, you name it. We had a wreck for the lead that changed everything up with less than 40 laps to go. We had wrecks early, a car on fire. There was tons of stuff happening in this race. And on top of that, the racing was just absolutely excellent. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. So, as I noted, this is what happened early on in the race. Landon Huffman broke a right front hub. I guess it sent him into Logan Clark. Logan Clark then went hard into the outside wall, came down the track here, almost making contact with the inside wall. Car is on fire. He would quickly jump out of the car. He was A-okay, but this was just like 4 laps into the race. Huge wreck. 2 RNS cars out of the race early. Move ahead to with like 97 laps to go. Lane Riggs would have a flat tire that would bring out the caution. He would get that repaired. We would have some interesting racing happening here with about 63 laps to go. These guys right here, you can see on your screen, Lane Riggs in that number 62 car, Clay Jones ahead of him, and then Bryce Applegate there. And then right behind Lane Riggs is Deke McCaskill in the 08. They are trying to stay on the lead lap as Bobby McCarty, who dominated the majority of this race, was closing in on them very fast. And you can kind of see how aggressive the driving was, even towards the rear of the field here. Clay Jones being very aggressive on his blocks. Earlier on, he was blocking Deke McCaskill. That allowed Lane Riggs to get around him. You can see that's why Deke is back there. And then Jones would come and do a block here on Lane Riggs. As you can see here, Applegate kind of drifts up the track there. Lane tries to fill it, and then Clay Jones kind of just shoves him up right there. And then it's almost like the car gets connected. They got like caught in Riggs's left rear fender. You can see the damage there to Riggs. Then he starts having a tire wear. Fortunately for Riggs, they would have a competition caution. 10 laps later, he would be able to nurse that around, stay on the lead lap, get it repaired for that competition caution. Then we had some absolutely wild racing coming out of the competition caution. You can already see right here, Isabella Robusto, Carson Quaffle. I think that's Ryan Millington maybe up there at the top. You see Trayton Lapsevich right behind him. Just excellent racing here off this restart. Just take a look at this right here. 3 wide, Carson Quaffle down on the apron of the track, it almost looks like. Just crazy. There's still 3 wide. Yeah, that is Ryan Millington there. Still 3 wide going into the corner. Quaffle finally, I guess, uses up Robusto a little bit, runs out of space, and they get back to double wide. But just wild racing. Excellent stuff. Quaffle was one to watch. I think he started back in like the 21st place position or something like that. It didn't qualify very well. Marched through the field, ended up with a 3rd place finish. Really fun watching him work through the field, really working that low side, making that work for him, where a lot of times it looked like the top side would be dominant. We would then have a big wreck here with Isabella Robusto. Pay attention to this number 55 car. She goes right into the wall there. Bang, really hard hit. She jumped out of the car, looked like she was okay. Something clearly broke on that car, but that would bring out a caution with 46 laps to go right here. We would then have another caution with 39 laps to go. But before that, in the restart after the Robusto wreck, we had some really good racing here between Minnie Tyrell and Connor Zilisch. There at the left of your screen here, Zilisch is in that orange and white number 28 Minnie Tyrell in the number 81, just above him there. And they were too wide for a very long time. Zilisch was kind of moving up the track, trying to push Minnie up. Minnie trying to hold his position here. Very aggressive racing. Love to see it. I love what I'm seeing from Minnie Tyrell. I've been saying this in a number of videos. I think he's been really turning a corner here. He has a really stronger mental toughness about him here. He's not going to be pushed around. I feel like a couple years ago, Minnie probably would have just kind of given that position to Zilisch and faded in behind him, but he was not going to do that this time. and it's made for some excellent racing. I really love what I'm seeing from Mini Tyrell, and I think the results have proven that this new mental toughness that he has is working out. Unfortunately, it would not work out for him. Um, this race, we'll get to that though. After this, we had, like I said, a debris for caution with 39 laps to go, so 2 laps after this, and then Lane Riggs would spin in the ensuing lap. And then we would have when they went green again, we would finally get a pass for the lead. Like I said, McCarty dominated this race for the most part, but on this restart here, Brent Cruz would not be denied. He would finally take the lead on that inside there. Really good, strong racing. Obviously, a little bit of door pushing there, but there you go. Cruz to the lead on the restart right there. Just great, really strong, good racing. Liked what I was seeing there. And then we skip ahead to right here. This is about 35 laps ago. Zilisch just uses up Bobby McCarty here, racing for second, just spins him out and sends him into the wall. This was the massive change in the race here. Mini Tyrell tries to check up. Cade Brown gets absolutely destroyed. Trayton Lapsovich is up there as well. 5 of like the top 5 involved in this wreck. Totally changed up the dynamic of the race. McCarty obviously would be done. He would retire with 26 laps to go. I think that the Cars Tour officials kind of got this one wrong. They said Mini was involved in the wreck. I guess you can see that and argue that because they sent him to the rear. But I kind of disagree with that situation. I thought he checked up. Brown got into the rear of him, but Mini really didn't stop. He kept going. Sure, he had a little bit of damage from McCarty's car, but I don't know. I thought he kind of avoided most of the wreck. Sure, he had damage, but I wouldn't say he was really involved. I feel like if you're doing if that's at any other track on a Saturday night and they're running weekly series, he's still sitting there in second spot. They're not sending him to the rear at all. I completely disagree with that decision. And unfortunately, I think that really affected Mini's race because they seemingly didn't make that decision until they're about to go green. So Mini wasn't even able to go into the pits and get repairs to fix the car. And I think that really hurt him because last I saw on the ticker, he was around the 18th position, where you saw other people who did indeed go and get repairs, such as Connor Zilisch, such as Trayton Lapsovich. They were up there running kind of in the top 10, threatening to at least get back up into the top 10. So I'm gonna call out the Cars Tour on that. I think the officiating needed to be better. If they were gonna send me, and maybe I just don't have the information here, but if they were gonna send Mini Tyrell to the back, they should have done that immediately. So he could have then brought his car into pit road, made the repairs he needed to do to get that car at least in a better shape than what it was at the end of the race. Unfortunately, I don't think they did that, and I think that is on the Cars Tour to do better on that based on what I saw. But after this wreck, we had another restart, and Brent Cruz kind of ran away with it. Caden Honeycutt tried to reel in, but didn't really have anything. In his post-race interview, he made it clear that on I think it was like the lap 53 to go restart, he and Mini Tyrell made some contact. I don't think there was any malice involved in that, but he said it got his car really tight, kind of pushed the toe in a little bit, and he really just didn't have what he needed after that. But he won the Pro Late Model race earlier and came home second. I can't tout Caden Honeycutt's talents as a driver. He is one of the top guys to look at. I think he's done really well in the Truck Series when he's been out there. I like seeing him out at Vado in a Super Dirt Late Model. I thought he performed very well there, turned a lot of eyes. I think that was one of maybe his first times in a Super Dirt Late Model, and he was up there running with Kyle Larson and Bobby Pierce and top guys there. So he's good. Anytime he gets in a car, he's a threat. And came home second. Here you can see kind of the unofficial top 10 right here. Obviously, like I said, Brent Cruz came home with the win in that Kevin Harvick incorporated late model there. Caden Honeycutt in second. Carson Quaffle, like I said, finished in third. Connor Hall had an absolutely terrible qualifying as well, but he somehow worked his way through the field as well, maybe saving his stuff towards the end. Obviously, that wreck really helping him kind of move up 5 or 6 positions there. I was able to claim a 4th place finish. Chase Burrow, I love what I'm seeing. He's only raced 2 Cars Tour races. I think he has 2 top 5s. The guy has talent. I think he's a really good driver. I think he's very underrated. I think when he was racing in the Cars Tour the past couple of years, I just don't think he was in the best equipment, because I've seen him race his own stuff at Dominion, and he was always kind of a threat. Was someone who could challenge Peyton Sellers, who had seemingly had that track on lock for the last number of years. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I think he's kind of showing that now. Hopefully, maybe he gets some more backing and he's able to run more of these races, because obviously he's got the talent, he's got the equipment, and he's showing it here. 2 top 5s in two starts, obviously here at Orange County, and then on the first race, I think at Southern National. Katie Hettinger with a 6th place finish. Ryan Millington settled for 7th. Look at that. Lane Riggs came home 8th. He had such an up and down night. We were talking about that. We were talking about he had a flat tire with 97 laps to go. He's getting involved with Clay Jones with 62 laps to go. Has to nurse that tire rub. They're back in fixing all of that stuff. He's spinning out with 39 laps to go, and he's coming home with an 8th place finish. I mean, he's got to be pleased with that, given all of the adversity he faced. And then Timothy Peters finishing in 9th. Good to see him there. And then Trayton Lapsovich came home with 10th after being involved in that big wreck with Connor Zilisch and Bobby McCarty. Clearly, I think Zilisch is to blame for that. I mean, clearly just ran right over Bobby McCarty, just sent him into the turn. And Zilisch had kind of been doing that a little bit with Minnie. Really, that's kind of how he was working his way up the track. I was a little unimpressed there. I usually expected a little bit more of Zilisch, but he was definitely using people up as he's coming through. It was working for the most part, but that is indeed how he was doing it. Once he got up to some tougher competition, it was harder to get around them, such as Minnie Tyrell. And then obviously with McCarty, he just kind of sent him. So I don't know if that was his car was just not turning the way he wanted it to turn or what. But if that's the case, I mean, he's got to let up. He shouldn't be just taking guys out like that. I just thought that was I expect a little bit better from him. But I thought the racing was great. We showed some of it here. Fantastic stuff. I love the Cars Tour. Late model stock is kind of my my first true love. Obviously, I really love the dirt late model stuff now. That's probably my favorite stuff. But this stuff is always close to my heart. Old Dominion Speedway was my home track before they tore it down, the birthplace of late model stocks. And I just love what I'm seeing here. I hope the Cars Tour continues to bring this each and every weekend, because it is some of the best racing, especially on asphalt out there. But let me know what you guys made of the race here at Orange County Speedway. Let me know in the comments below.